Friends, I am Dr. Surajit Ghosh. Welcome to my channel, Dr. Ghosh Presents. Signs, symptoms and uses of Homeo-Remedy Belladonna. Full name, same. Common name, deadly nightshade. Source: plant, vegetable kingdom. Disease treatment: brain affections like apoplexy, convulsion, delirium, epilepsy, headache, meningitis, vertigo, fever, etc. Skin affection like boils, carbuncle, measles, etc. Respiratory tract infection like cough, lung infection, pleurisy, whooping cough, menstrual troubles, glandular troubles, disorder of pregnancy, abdominal trouble, etc. etc. Spheres of action: chief center of action is cerebrum, that is in the brain. Membranes of brain, cardiovascular system, respiratory system, glandular structure, skin, mucous membranes of eyes, mouth and throat, etc. Temperament: bilious, lymphatic and nervous temperament. Hot or chilly? Chilly. Diathesis: tubercular, miasm, latent soda. This is a plant picture. This picture is a plant picture. This is the specimen of a sample of medicine. Generalities of belladonna: fast and violent attack of any disease. Congestion in brain leading to furious excitement. Irritability, convulsion, pain with flushed face. Throbbing of carotids. Hard, bounding pulse, wild delirium. They are bilious, lymphatic temperament and plump and plethoric, who are very lively, social and fun-loving while in health, but suddenly turn into furious, delirious state amounting to a state of insanity when sick. They can spit, that is spit on others, bite, strike anybody, tears bedclothes to pieces and throw those off, break into fits of laughter, gnash their teeth, suffer from great fear of unusual imaginary things, want to run away from these. Strange delusion, illusion, hallucination. Delusion means it's an optical illusion actually, such as mirage in the desert. The desert, we can see the mirage. That mirage is a delusion because there is nothing. It is just an optical illusion of refraction, total internal refraction. Illusion is something something is there, but we take it as something else. Such as we take a banana tree as a lady with a cover on her head. Hallucination is completely non-existence. Hallucinations of sound, hallucination of sight, which is not at all there, but the person is seeing that thing, is listening to that sign, that is hallucination. These three types of thing are present in this particular disease. This overwhelm them means the patients. They may use absurd language, suffer from anxiety with desire to flee, escape and hide. Gelatitis continuation: epileptic attack followed by nausea and vomiting, spasms followed by prolonged unconsciousness, throw body forwards and backwards, chorea. This is the chorea. Actually, chorea means spasmodic affection of limbs, hands, legs, feet, and those particular parts actually assumes a thing. If you do not know, you can see that maybe that the person is dancing or showing some various types of pattern, but it's actually not. This is a disease. He's in painful condition. He's not dancing at all, but apparently it looks like that. A prophylactic for scarlet fever and air sickness. Air sickness, say you are going to board airplane for this first time. But you can remember that you have some air sickness from some previous experience. So you can take belladonna 30, 2 or 3 doses, say at the gap of 10 minutes before boarding, the air sickness will go. Prophylactic scarlet fever is a fever that is not generally seen in our environment, but is in London or America. This scarlet fever is there. Some type of eruptive fever like um, pox or measles, etc. Great remedy for exophthalmic goiter. This is the exophthalmic goiter with extreme thyroid toxemia. Great children remedy. Belladonna is factually great children remedy. Really, discharges are hot, scanty. The discharges of belladonna are hot, scanty, very much useful in hydrophobia. Now I have collected a picture from internet and I have just placed it here. See this hydrophobia. Hydrophobia means there's a particular disease. If it starts in a person, he will die, and it generally happens after a dog bite. Now what happens, that is shown here step by step. Please just read out and you will understand what is happening here, how this brain is affected step by step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You please read it and you can understand. Generalities of belladonna, continuation. It is a right-sided remedy. Please remember, belladonna affects the right side most. They have hot skin with fine reddish rash which burn and sensitive to touch. Their mucous membrane is dry. Thus redness, heat, burning, dryness and sensitiveness are the quintet keynotes of belladonna. 5 keynotes: redness, skin, hot skin, burning skin, dryness of mucous membrane, skin is sensitive. Belladonna is a great pain remedy. Pain comes suddenly, stays indefinitely, goes suddenly. Pain runs from above downward. While ill, they feel very much sleepy but cannot sleep. They crave lemonade, citrus food, also cold water, but dread to drink. General modalities: they all ail from exposure to cold wind, haircut, uncovering the head, head getting wet from sun during summer, taking sausage and wine, from noise, bright light, jarring, touch, pressure, looking at shining objects and running water. They feel better from light covering, bending backwards, rest in bed, leaning head against something and standing. Head symptoms belladonna, continuation: throbbing, hammering headache, felt worse on temple, worse from motion, better laying hand on head, bending head backwards, sensation as if swashing of water in the brain, it rises and falls in waves, sensation in the brain, cold sensation in the middle of forehead, vertigo worse when stooping and rising from stooping, hydrocephalus, child bores its head into pillow, rolls head from side to side, pulls hair, meningitis, sunstroke, pain go downward from head, head sensitive to draft, cold and washing. Eye symptom of belladonna: pupils dilated, dilated pupil with red conjunctiva, that is not seen here, red conjunctiva is not shown here, eye sparkling, prominent staring, staring, vivid hallucination even on closing eyes, attack of blindness followed with yellow vision, sees red flashes before vision, lines appear crooked when reading, photophobia, diplopia, double vision, triplopia, moonlight blindness, eyelids feel sore, congested and swollen, exophthalmos. Here symptoms of belladonna: otitis media, autophony, noises in here. Otitis media, this is the picture of medial portion, the medium second portion of the ear. This is called an inflammation of that particular second portion of the ear is called, middle ear is called otitis media. Only otitis media, there are otitis, in the here there are 3 small bones, malleus, incus and stapes, and there is a canal called auditory canal which communicates this internal middle ear with the throat. When there is otitis media, this is yellowish. Yellowish means this is full of pus and inflammatory fluids, and this eardrum also gets inflamed, and sometimes after this eardrum is penetrated and pus comes out of this this channel to the external ear. So this is what I mean. Autophony means your own word will vibrate in your own ear. autophony. It happens in belladonna. Noises in ears, unknown noises in ears. No symptoms of belladonna. Sullen red, odors of tobacco intolerable. Epistaxis, bleeding from nose with flask face. Face symptoms of belladonna: fiery, red, target hot, or becomes pale and red alternately. Semilateral swelling of face. Spasmodic distortion of mouth, risa sardonicus. This is lockjaw. This is called risa sardonica. Convulsive motion of the muscles of the face. Facial neuralgia. This is facial neuralgia. This trigeminal neuralgia. Possibly in the world, this is the most painful disease, and it is called suicide disease because a lot of persons committed suicide in this particular from this particular disease. Facial neuralgia with twitching of muscles and flaccid face. Lower jaw as if drawn backward. Mouth symptoms: belladonna: dry, hot, red, hot, swollen tongue, strawberry tongue. This is strawberry tongue. Edges red, red streak in the middle of the tongue, red streak in the middle of the tongue. Wider tip, tongue hangs out of the mouth in case of children. Hot breath, grinding of teeth. Toothache better from biting the tooth. Stammering pitch, lockjaw. Lockjaw in the mouth also, in face also there. Throat symptoms of belladonna: dry, hot throat with tonsils enlarged. Tonsillitis worse on right side. Tonsillitis worse on the right side. Throat feel constricted. Drinks in sip. That is, cannot drink, or in gulp phase. It sips water. When swallowing, bends head forward. During epilepsy, clutches at throat. Stomach symptoms: belladonna: desire for lemonades or lemons which agrees. Averse to meat, coffee, milk, beer. Vomits everything out with weakness and paleness. Great thirst for cold water but dread of drinking. Spasmodic hiccup with sweat and convulsions. Pain in shoulder extends to throat, and pain in stomach extends to throat and shoulder. Abdomen symptom of belladonna: distended, hot, worse from touch of blood clothes. Cutting pain in epigastrium, better bending backwards. Transverse colon distended and protruded like a pad during colic. Cramp and colic as if a hand clutches some part. That is, a hand clutches some part in the abdomen. Acute pain in liver region extending to shoulder and neck. Clawing pain around navel. Navel is, in the umbilical region, navel. Acute prolapsus ani. Prolapsus ani means anus is coming out of his place. He is coming out beyond the anal canal. In the air it is hanging. This is called prolapse. Coming out of the anus. Piles with back pain as if breaking. Pain in splenic region. Splenic means spleen. Spleen resides on the left hand side of our stomach. Left hand side, and also at the fag end of our pancreas. So splenic region works on sneezing, coughing and touch. Stool involuntary, greenish, dysenteric, contain chalky lumps. Urinary symptom of belladonna: involuntary urination on lying down, when standing or at night. When sleepy, during day. Retention of urine with paralysis of bladder. Postpartum. Postpartum means after delivery of lady. Having delivered a child, the period is called postpartum. Fiery red urine, frequent and profuse urination. Hematuria without pathological condition. Sensation of in bladder as if a worm were moving, without desire to urinate. This is a very nice symptom. Sensation of bladder as if a worm were moving but without desire to urinate. Male genital symptom of belladonna: testicles inflamed, hard, drawn up, soft, painless, tumor on glands. Glands means glands penis means head of the penis. Female genital symptoms of belladonna: menses too early, too profuse, bright red with clot, hot, gushing and offensive. Metritis, inflammation of the uterus, uterine muscles. Violent bearing down towards genital as if everything would fall out. The patient in front of doctors reported this thing, that doctor, please note, I feel that something would come out of this vaginal passage. Worse when lying down, better from standing or sitting erect. Mastitis with redness, mastitis, breast inflammation. Throbbing pain, streaks radiating from nipples, breast heavy, hard. Use labor pains comes and goes suddenly, hot, offensive, lochia. Leukorrhea with colic. Lochia is the discharge after delivery of child. This is full of amniotic fluid, blood, other discharges. This is a must in every delivery case. Useful confinement. Useful in confinement of women having their child late in life. I have made it in dark and underline it. It's a very important symptom. Very important symptom. Please note. Respiratory symptoms of belladonna: tickling, dry, short cough at night, barking cough, whooping cough, with pain in stomach before attack, with hemoptysis. Hemoptysis means bleeding from mouth. Larynx too painful, feeling as if foreign body or provoking. Cough from fine dust in air. Child cries before cough. Cough worse after yawning. Chain stroke breathing. Moaning at every breath. Difficult, short, quick respiration. Asthma in hot, damp weather. Now, chain stroke breathing, I'm giving a small, what can I call this? Is a graph type picture to explain what a type of breathing is this. Chain stroke. Chain stroke breathing means hyperapnea, that is quick breathing followed by apnea. No breathing, then again followed by hyperapnea. Hyperapnea, apnea. Hyperapnea, apnea. This goes on. This is called chain stroke breathing. It is an abnormal breathing and represents serious trouble in respiratory systems. Heart symptoms of belladonna: pulse full, heart tense, violent palpitations with labored breathing, throbbing in carotids and temporal arteries. This is a carotid, and the particular carotid artery branched in front of our ears and just creates this temporal artery. There are throbbing. You can see it, visualize openly that this is throbbings. Bubbling at the heart of region of heart. Neck and back symptoms of belladonna: stiff neck, shoulder, especially right. Swelling of glands in the nape of the neck. Nape of the neck means this portion, just where the cervical vertebrae just starts. That is the nape of the neck. Since this patient is a tubercular patient, there are series of glands here, and that glands may be swollen up. Back feels broken. Lumbago with pain in hips and thighs. Extremity symptom of belladonna: phlegmasia alba dolens, weak and tottering gait. Now, phlegmasia alba dolens, this is the picture of phlegmasia alba dolens. You see, this is a very peculiar disease. Generally happens in women in delivery stage, final stage of delivery. What happens in the femur, there is a vein called iliofemoral vein. That in the iliofemoral vein, some blood clot happens within the vein. Therefore, the distant portions, blood cannot return from that distant portion. So there is edema, blanching and whitening and pain. This is called phlegmasia alba dolens. This is actually due to clot in the vein. Weakness and tottering gait, heaviness and paralytic feeling, and jerks of or spasms in limb, cold extremities. Skin symptoms of belladonna: hot, dry, bright, red, glossy. 5 adjectives of spot, one after another. Alternate redness and paleness of skin. This is always with the belladonna and also in the aconite also. Intense dermatitis. Dermatitis means inflammation of skin. Almost all skin diseases, say eczema or any other sorts of disease, all are dermatitis. Scarlatina. Scarlatina is actually eruptive fever like measles. Erysipelas. Boils returns every spring. Fever symptoms of belladonna: high fever with comparative absence of toxemia, internal coldness with external burning, steaming, pungent heat, head hot, limbs cold, skin hot but dry and moist alternately, no thrust in fever. Sleep symptoms of belladonna: sleepy but cannot sleep, moans and tosses about in sleep, jerks during sleep, frightful dreams of fire, quarrels, robbers, assassins, sees frightening visions on closing eyes. All these actually, all this seeing means actually hallucinations. Sleeps with hands under head. This is the nature of belladonna patient. Complementaries: borax, calcarea carb, hipersulf, maxol, natramure. Related medicine: glonine, HSMS, and stramonium. With this, the belladonna ends. And now, mind it, belladonna is a very big medicine. I mean, remedy, very big. There are so many symptoms, but it's an indispensable ammunition with the homeopaths. One cannot do without it, especially if he practices acute medicine. Very, very important. Thanks for listening and viewing. If you got anything to say, please write down in the comment section. I will certainly reply.